कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी।
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन।
यशोदानंदन प्रज जन रंजन।
यमुना तीरा वनचारी।
यमुना तीरा वनचारी।
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा। अति सुंदर।
हरे कृष्णा।
आज कोई भी ज्वाइन नहीं कर रहा।
पता नहीं, सो नो प्रॉब्लम, हम लोग फिर भी क्लास करेंगे जितने डिवोटीज हैं। और फिर यूट्यूब पे तो है, बहुत सारे लोग मे बी होली के अवसर पे कहीं गए हो या कुछ, तो डजंट मैटर। हो सकता है।
We do our duty.
यस।
So we'll start with the invocation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurummilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namavom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे वंदेहम श्री गुरो श्रीयुतापद कमलम श्री गुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं साजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासां ततो जायमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु, हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्ण
हरे
माता जी।
कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा ललिता गारू, हरे कृष्णा विजय दुर्गा गारू.
वेलकम
So
everybody.
today we have a small group.
So we'll start with the third chapter, third canto, 23rd chapter, 56th sloka. I know there are a lot of chapters in between from 15 to 23. I can tell briefly the context, what was going on, and then we can also discuss the subject. Neha
नेहा
yat karma
यत् कर्मा
dharmaya
धर्माय
नेह यत् कर्म धर्माय
नेह
नेह
यत्
यत्
कर्म
कर्म
धर्माय
धर्माय
न
न
वैराग्य
वैराग्य
विरागाय
कल्पते
कल्पते
न वैराग्य कल्पते
ना
न
विरागाय
वैराग्य
विरागाय
कल्पते
कल्पते
न तीर्थ
न
न
तीर्था
तीर्थ
पाद
पादा
पाद
पदा
सेवाये
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 जीवन
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 अपि
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 मृतो
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 सह
सह
ईसः
न तीर्थपाद सेवायै
न तीर्थपाद
तीर्थपादसेवायै
सेवायै
जीवन अपि मृतो हि सः
जीवन
जीवन
जीवन्नपि
अपि
मृतो
मृतो
हि सः
हि सः
नेह यत् कर्म धर्माय
नेह
नेह यत्
यत्
कर्म
कर्म
धर्माय
धर्माय
न वैराग्य कल्पते
न वीराग्य
वैराग्य
कल्पते
कल्पते
विरागाय नुंది ప్రభు
विरागाय विरागाय
विराग
न
विरागाय
विरागाय कल्पते
न
न
वीरागाय
विरागाय
कल्पते
न तीर्थपाद सेवायै
न
न
तीर्थ
न
तीर्थपाद
तीर्थपदसेवायै
सेवायै
जीवन अपि मृतो हि सः
जीवन
जीवन
जीवन्नपि
अपि
मृतो
मृतो
हि
हि
सः
सः
नेह यत् कर्म धर्माय
नेह
नेह
यत् कर्म धर्माय
धर्माय
न विरागाय कल्पते
न
विरागाय
विरागाय
कल्पते
कल्पते
न तीर्थपाद सेवायै
न
न
तीर्थ
तीर्थपाद
तीर्थपदसेवायै
सेवायै
Jivan api mruto hi saha.
जीवन अपि मृतो हि सहा.
Translation. Telugu చదవండి.
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభు.
హరే కృష్ణ చదవండి.
ఎవరి కర్మ అతనిని ధర్మ జీవనమునకు ఉద్ధరించుటకై ఉద్దేశింపబడలేదో, ఎవని ధర్మానుష్ఠానము అతనికి వైరాగ్యమును కలుగజేయదో, ఎవని వైరాగ్యము తీర్థపాదుడగు భగవానుని ఎడ భక్తిని కలిగించదో, అతడు శ్వాసించుచున్నను మృతినిగానే భావింపబడును. హరే కృష్ణ.
హరే కృష్ణ. హిందీ.
I'll read. जिस
Yeah.
पुरुष के कर्म से न तो धार्मिक जीवन का उत्कर्ष होता है, न जिसके धार्मिक विधि विधानों से उसे वैराग्य प्राप्त हो पाता है, और वैराग्य प्राप्त पुरुष यदि श्रीमद् भगवान की भक्ति के प्राप्त नहीं होता, तो उसे जीवित होते हुए भी मृत माना चाहिए.
English.
मैं पढ़ूं प्रभु जी?
Sure.
Anyone whose work is not meant to elevate him to religious life, anyone whose ritualistic performances do not raise him to renunciation, and anyone situated in renunciation that does not lead him to devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead must be considered dead, although he is breathing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very nice meaning, right? So now this is spoken by Devahuti to Kardama Muni. Now who is Devahuti? She is the daughter of Manu. And why is this story told here is again connected to a question which originally the 6 questions asked by the sages of Naimisaranya. One of the question is, they wanted to hear about all the scheduled incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, if you remember. That was one question. So to answer that, Sukadeva Goswami brought up the conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. Correct? We were talking about Maitreya and Vidura conversation. Now, why did he bring that up? Because now Maitreya will start talking about how Brahma is doing the creation. Because that's what he wanted to see, how the annihilation and the creation, he wanted to see physically. So he wanted to see, and he saw how Brahma, when he was originally created, there was nothing. And from this lotus flower, he was sitting right there on top, and Maitreya could witness everything. And he saw how Brahma, he only heard the sound of this Karana Samudra. The waves were splashing on the lotus flower, and that sound was making thup, thup, thup sound. So he got the clue he should do tapasya, and he did tapasya, and Vishnu gave him the audience. And he told him he was created because he has to fulfill that duty of creation of the rest of the universe. But then he didn't tell him how to create. He simply told him, you meditate on me in your heart. That's all. He did not give any clue. So while he is meditating, so many things were happening out of his control. Nothing. It was just happening through Brahma's body. So suddenly, there were so many things being created, and one of the things that was created was from his heart, Narad Muni comes out. And from his nose, breathing of his nose, a small boar, Vishnu comes out. And as he comes out from his nose, that boar, Varaha, he starts growing and becomes very big, huge he becomes. Everybody is surprised. Wow. And by then he created, more sages and the directions, who are all the directions, Ashtadikpalaka, the 8 demigods who are controlling the 8 directions, including from his, after the Kumaras, of course, after the Kumaras and the 7 Saptarushis. So all these personalities started coming out of his body. He didn't know. He was not doing anything. Brahma was not doing anything. He was just meditating on the Supreme Lord, and everything is manifesting. That is by the will of the Lord, everything is manifesting. So Prabhupada told several times, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, holy name, is like that. So if you know how to meditate on the holy name constantly, whatever you want to create in this world will automatically manifest. You don't have to worry about it. You have to focus on the holy name. You hear and meditate, and the sound vibration, things will happen in this world, and you will be surprised. And that's how he told the entire creation of ISKCON simply happened by Prabhupada's meditation on the holy name. And it's continuing to happen continuously like that. It's not that Prabhupada was physically doing anything. It was just happening. If you see, if you put all the numbers together, it doesn't add up otherwise. So even in devotees' life, people don't have to worry too much. What will happen to my maintenance? What will happen to this? What will happen? We calculate too much. But if you are surrendered to Krishna, and if you are just connected with Krishna through the holy name, and Nama Prabhu does all the wonders. Whatever is needed, it will happen to you. So you don't have to worry what will happen to me, who will take care of me. Such small things you should not even worry at all. So after Varaha is created, then he is not created. He is like he came through, because he made this channel of Brahma as a creator. So Vishnu himself came through Brahma into this material universe again. So then the pastime of the Kumaras, 4 Kumaras go to Jaya Vijaya, and then they curse Jaya Vijaya to, because they did not allow them to go inside Vaikuntha. They curse them to become demons for 3 lifetimes. So actually, they give 2 options. They can either take 7 lifetimes as devotees, or 3 lifetimes as demons. But Jaya Vijaya, they are also devotees of Krishna, so they know the heart of Krishna. Generally, a pure devotee always knows the heart of Krishna. Just like how mother knows the heart of children also. So like that, pure devotees also know the heart of Krishna, what Krishna would like. So Krishna likes sometimes to fight also. Like we all, sometimes there is snow here. You like to throw snow, and mock fighting we do, right? And if there are nothing is there, pillows are there, we fight with pillows. Like that, Krishna also sometimes like to fight. So when he wants to fight, he needs an equal opponent who can give a good fight to Krishna. Otherwise, there is no fight. If there is no equal opponent, there is no fight. So knowing this, the Jaya Vijaya chose to become demons. So the first life they took was of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So as Hiranyaksha, he stole the earth, and he took it like a play for him. He took the earth globe and put it right under the Garbha ocean, where Mahavishnu is sleeping. So, of course, we don't understand all these things. When we see, we don't have Brahmaloka, you cannot see through the Hubble telescope, or we do not see the Garbha ocean, nor Meru Parvata. We don't see any of these things. So, obviously, it's in a different dimension. And the way it's created also is very different. So, we try to think everything is created the same way we are created. And hence, we are not able to perceive it. So you will also find, so next later what happens, then Varaha fights with Hiranyaksha, and he sets the earth back into place. So when the earth is set back into place, then the present Manu was born. Of course, there are how many Manus? There are 14 Manus in one day of Brahma. And the lifetime of Manu is one Mahakalpa. One Mahakalpa is 4,32,000 times 10. That is one Mahakalpa. Like that, 72 Mahakalpas is one lifetime of Manu. So our Manu is the seventh Manu. So the story goes here from the point of seventh Manu. So the seventh Manu, Vaivashvata Manu. So Vaivashvata Manu, his daughter is Devahuti. So he created Devahuti so that she will in turn populate the entire human race. So Devahuti, then he gives Devahuti in marriage to Kardama Muni, one of the 7 sages who Brahma created. So Kardama, and she was very, very faithful. She was serving him, with all her heart. And of course, there's a great description how Manu, Vaivashvata Manu, is very, very opulent and so much, everything, all the riches are with him. You cannot even imagine. All the description is given in that previous chapters. And as a queen, she's supposed to enjoy so much. But Kardama Muni was a mendicant. He was a saint. Like, he doesn't have anything. He's just a small ashram. But she understood, she knew. Actually, it is mentioned that Devahuti chose Kardama Muni. She was not, forced, or it's not like anything. She actually chose Kardama Muni, knowing his great qualities as a devotee. So she serves Kardama Muni, accepts herself as a, very, very simple life. Just like a husband, she also accepts the mendicant life. And she serves and practicing all these austerities and tapasya and rendering, menial service to the husband. She becomes very thin, very weak, looks like that. But because she's not eating, opulently and all that. But she had very clear vision why she's serving Kardama Muni, because he is an exalted, elevated position. He's on the same platform of Brahma. So, once there was a conversation when he talks to Devahuti, she expresses that she is little, she would like to have children. So knowing her desire and knowing because that was a duty that she was actually given. So Kardama Muni wanted to please her. To have children, you have to be in Rajoguna. So you cannot be in pure Sattva. Then there is no more passion to even engage in sexual activity. So Kardama Muni, being the expert and established yogi, also he had Ashtasiddhi, all the Ashtasiddhis he had. So immediately what he did, he created a floating city, like a floating palace. A palace was like a city as big as that. It's a floating city, all with his mystic powers. He created several like skyscraper buildings inside the palace. Just like today, we know somebody is very rich, like Ambani. We all think only 4 people in the house. Why does he need a 14 floors building? But that's how it was. He created those days. Kardama Muni, just through his mind, he created all this. It's called Prapti Siddhi. You can create anything. In fact, they can create even a planet. But of course, there is a limitation. As Jiva, even if you become a perfect yogi, you can only create one planet. But look at Vishnu. He can create unlimited planets. and he can make all of them float. So Karada Muni created a palace that can float. And that palace itself is not ordinary. The description of the palace is given very elaborately. And the beautiful lakes, and there are thousands of servant maids to serve Devahuti. So she sees the entire creation of the palace, and still she is like sad because like she's not even dressed properly. She's looking like very, very aged and all that. Then knowing her mind, because that is another siddhi. Yogis can read people's mind. So knowing that, he creates a lake called Bindu Sarovara Lake. So he tells Devahuti to take a dip in that. So as soon as she takes a dip in the lake, then all the beauty comes back to her, and she becomes so attractive like a queen again. And then in that lake, there are thousands of servant maids who are ready to serve Devahuti. So like that, he takes her in the airplane, and he expands himself into 9 times. So that's another siddhi of a yogi, Ashtanga yogi. So you can actually expand yourself, but 9 is a maximum. There is also another instance where you can see Saubhara Muni. He expands himself into 8 because there were 8 queens he wanted to marry. One king had 8 daughters. He married all the 8 queens. So here it is 9 times he expands. And then to satisfy Devahuti. So what happens is, as he's taking, just like somebody goes on a pleasure trip, like a honeymoon, they go to Dal Lake or Kashmir Valley or somewhere like that. Devahuti is in this flying aeroplane with a complete city, palace, floating palace. He takes her to all the 8 directions, all the valleys. They're all valleys of the Meru Parvata. And he introduces her to all the great demigods who are in charge. Indra, Agni, Vayu, Kuvera. Kuvera is also a direction. Yamaraj is also one direction. He controls southwest. He controls, that's a Yama. Northeast is Kuvera. He is in Kuvera. Like that, Agni is one direction. So like this 8 directions, all the predominant deities also he introduces her. And they had a wonderful time. And then he impregnates her, and that's how Devahuti has 9 daughters. And it's described that these 9 daughters were born only in one day. As soon as she was impregnated, there was no carrying 9 months babies and all that. No, only in one day, they were all born. And the same day, next day, they were actually grown, fully grown. So there is no pain, So obviously, these things we do not know. We might be calculating in our terms only, how creation is made and all that. It's different. They are in higher planetary systems. And like I said, he is in Brahmaloka. He is close to Brahma, and he's similar to all the powers like Brahma only he has. So now that he has provided everything to her, but his goal was very clear. He wanted to be completely engaged in devotional service, in pure devotional service. So he speaks to Devahuti and he says, now it's time I want to take sannyas. I want to renounce everything and I want to practice sannyas, because that's the social order of life at that time. So after grihastha, they become vanaprastha, and then there is sannyas. But then Devahuti, she expresses little morose. she cannot say no for him to not do that, because that's the main goal. But then here she is expressing her point. I mean, I rendered service to you so much. I did a lot of seva to you. So she's giving the logic here. What is the logic that she's giving? That she's saying no matter whatever work anybody does, that work should bring them to, elevate them to religious life. And that religious life, what should happen? Should bring them to renunciation. And that renunciation should lead them to pure devotional service. Now, if it does not lead that, then what is the use of life? As though even though you are living, you are as good as you are dead. So why is she telling this? Because now if you will go away, the daughters, they will be married and they will be gone. What will I do? What will I do? That's her intention. That's the next question that she would ask. So to address that, obviously he knows, Kardamuni knows what is in the mind of Devahuti. So he addresses, in the next chapters, he will address that actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself will come inside your womb. So I want you to actually meditate on the Lord and prepare your womb so that the Supreme Lord will appear. So actually, Kardamuni knows they both have prayed to get the Supreme Personality of Godhead as their child. So then what happens? As soon as he says that, then Brahma and all the other sages, including Narada, everybody visits Kardamuni's ashram just to pray to them that now your Supreme Lord is going to come inside your womb. So we want to actually shower our blessings and we want to have darshan of this divine couple. So assuring that Kardamuni's statement that actually the Supreme Lord is going to come appear. So this is another thing that people nowadays, if somebody says I'm God, or somebody claims himself as Bhagavan, there is no verification. Maybe he's Bhagavan. How do you know he's not? Because there is no challenge. Nobody challenges them. But it doesn't happen like that. So whatever incarnation of the Lord is there, especially if it is scheduled incarnation, it is mentioned in the scripture. Just like even a president of a country, if he goes to visit any other country, there is an embassy, and in the embassy, there is a logbook. Even before he comes, the entries are made, everything, all the preparations are made, and there is a scheduled visit. You just do not go just like a tourist to any place if he is a very important person like a president of America or anywhere, any country for that matter. So they have this protocol. The same way, the Vedas have always recorded every scheduled incarnation of the Supreme Lord. So generally, people are used to Dashavatar. We think there is only Dashavatar because there is one poet, Jayadev Goswami, who made this poem of Dashavatar. But interestingly, if you read that Dashavatar, all the 10 avatars, there is no Krishna in that. He tells 10 avatars, right? So there is no Krishna in that Dashavatar. Why? Because all these incarnations are of Krishna, but Krishna himself is not an incarnation. Krishna is a Swayam Bhagavan himself. The same way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also not an incarnation. He is Swayam Krishna himself who came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And today is also Gaura Purnima, and it is observed all over in the Gaudiya Sampradaya. In fact, it became called Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya because of the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Gauda Desh. So, Gauda Desh is Bengal. So she is actually requesting what she should be doing to perfect her pure devotional service. So Karda Muni is assuring, you don't have to worry. The Supreme Lord himself will be coming and he will enunciate what is called as Sankhya Yoga. So Sankhya Yoga he will be enunciating, and by serving him and by simply remembering and hearing from him, you will become completely perfect. So all those instructions you will be hearing, and this is the perfection of all types of religious practices. If religious practices do not, ritualistic practices do not lead us to Vairagya, and such Vairagya do not lead us to pure devotional service, everything is Srama eva hi kevalam. And the same sentence Devahuti is saying, even though we are alive and we are performing all our duties and perfectly also, we are considered like a dead man only. Is there any use, decorating a dead body? You throw flowers on the dead body, decorate the dead body, there is no use. The body is dead already. So, all the activities, all the degrees, all our achievements in our life are like throwing flowers on a dead body. All these achievements are throwing flowers on a dead body. If we do not culminate all our activities into pure devotional service, that is the main takeaway from this verse. She's insisting that I have to do pure devotional service. I have served you so much only to gain this benefit of getting pure devotional service. That is the main purpose of a grihastha life. So if that purpose is removed, then it is only burden. Both for husband and a wife, it is a burden. All the work, even domestic work, whatever you are doing, it feels like a burden. Why should I clean this kitchen? Why should I cook? Why should I do all this? Because the purpose is missing. Then what is left? What is left is only matter of convenience. Are we together, living together only for convenience? What is the convenience then? What if there is no spiritual life? Then the next thing what is there is only Maya. Maya means sense gratification. Only for sense gratification we have entered into this contract. So such type of on that basis, a relationship do not have as a deeper significance. There is no deeper value. So marriage has to be built only for the purpose of self-realization and practicing pure devotional service together as a team. So then Brahma, when he comes, he assures, then he gives a plan. He says, now you have 9 daughters, you marry all of them to the great sages, all the 9 sages. So one of them is, it's mentioned here, Arundhati, we know Arundhati. And then Marichi marries one daughter, Arundhati, let me see one. Okay. So he is given all the 9 names are given also. Kala is married to Marichi. Anasuya is married to Atri, Shraddha to Angira, and Pulatsya married Havirbu, Pulaha to Gati, and Kriya to Kratu, and Khyati to Bhrugu Muni, and Arundhati to Vasishta. So these are the 9 daughters who are married, the 9 sages. So, and then after the marriage, they all leave. And then again, just like everything takes one day only, right? So even the Supreme Lord Kapila Muni, he appears, and as soon as Kapila Muni appears, Kardama Muni, he circumambulates Vishnu. He knows he is Vishnu and he circumambulates him 3 times. Then he makes a prayer. I want to take your permission so that I can go and practice devotional service. The Supreme Lord is right there, but he wants to travel like a mendicant and practice spiritual life. So Kapila Muni actually assures him the way he can do that is just meditate on the face of smiling face of Kapila Muni in his heart and travel. So continuously he can meditate upon him and he can look at him through his mind and he can continuously travel like a mendicant and become equally disposed to every person in the humanity and preach Krishna consciousness. That's how he actually gives him the permission to go. And then he assures his mother, Devahuti, he tells, you just simply listen to me because you have served Kardama Muni so much. He's Tirthapada. All the holy pilgrims are Kardama Muni knows how to carry in his feet. They're all why? Because he knows the Lord is residing in his heart. So you have served such a person, so you became completely eligible to simply sit and hear from me. So you just hear from me and you'll achieve 100% full perfection of becoming a pure devotee. So this is a great Leela of the Lord. Generally, devotees like Yashoda, Devaki, everybody would like to play with Krishna, be with Krishna. But here, Kardama Muni chose to meditate Krishna in his heart, carrying him in his heart and travel all over the world, universes, and give his association to everybody. That is the reason of a sannyasi to travel. Sannyasi has no business other than to be a mendicant. The reason to be a mendicant is not that he is begging. He is only giving an opportunity to every householder when he goes and knocks on the door. Bhikshande, he is asking for alms. People think, oh, we have to give. No, sannyasi is not actually come to your house to take something from you. The sannyasi who is somebody on the platform of Kardama Muni, he did not come to your house to take anything. He wants to give his association to you. Only this is a bahana. Just a bahana that he can accept some alms from you. That's all. So like that, Prabhupada also had visited so many, grihasthas' houses. Sometimes people do not know, who are not trained well how to receive a sannyasi who is self-realized soul. They do not know how to actually treat him also. But some who know, they really treat him well. And take association. When a devotee like that comes, all you have to do is take association, not blabber that I'm so great, I did so many achievements, show off. You don't show off in front of such great devotees. You just humbly listen and hear, because they are there to dispel our illusion of identity, misidentity with this body. And actually it says Kardama Muni is completely freed from all hatred and desire, and he's equal to everyone. And his heart is completely pure and is free from all contamination of misidentification. And he's carrying the Supreme Lord. In that state of mind, the Lord will become established in your heart. So that is the reason these great devotees travel. And that is another reason you'll always see Narad Muni as a traveling preacher. And Narad Muni also, whoever he meets, he makes them into devotees and they are also becoming traveling preachers. And Prabhupada said, I also have inherited Narad Muni's blessings, and that's why I also became Parivrajikacharya, means always traveling. Prabhupada said, I have 108 temples, but I have never stayed in any temple more than 7 days. So he traveled all over. So much he's preaching. So his goal is to continuously travel and preach, travel and preach, travel and preach. And that is how you actually give Krishna to others. So Karda Muni, even though his own son is Krishna, he made the sacrifice. He could have enjoyed being with his son. But he's carrying Krishna in his heart and he's actually spreading this wonderful bliss of Krishna consciousness. So that's in short about all the chapters that we read till now. And the next chapter is actually the glories of devotional service. And we are not, of course, covering all the slokas also of that. But you will see, yeah. Sure.
So I remember reading, I was trying to see if there was, because I remember reading that when Karda Muni was doing meditation, the Lord actually appeared to him.
Yes.
And the Lord told that, I want you to accept a wife now, and you will have me as your son. Is it?
That is
I
before,
think I read that,
before,
right?
Yeah, before he this, yeah.
Yeah. And so when, and he knew, and the Lord wanted him to marry Devahuti, and then the whole thing started that the Lord wanted him to have him as his. So the Lord decides who he wants to have his father and mother.
Yes.
So it's not the other way. So the
Hmm.
Lord decided that he wanted, Karda Muni was such an exalted devotee that he wanted him to be his father when he is, he's appearing in this world. So
Right.
that is one point. And the second point is also, I remember reading, because I read this, I don't read so much, but by Krishna's mercy, this pastime I have read. So in that, one more thing is that when I think I read, because you read it yesterday, I know it will be very fresh in your mind. I think I read that Devahuti, when Karda Muni says that I have to go away, she reminds him that this prophecy has to be fulfilled. So how can you leave me and go away? Is that true? I
Actually,
remember it's
no,
correct
she
or
doesn't.
no?
She talks like this only in direct manner.
Yeah,
This is
I
a
think I
sloka that
read.
she talks in an indirect manner, and he
Maybe in the pulpit it
understands.
is written. I don't
Yeah.
remember, but I remember
And
this
then
type of.
all the sages, including Brahma, they appear there to confirm that the Lord is going to appear.
That's
And
what.
then Karda Muni says, already the Lord is inside your womb.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay, like
That
that.
is why I've decided to leave.
Okay, but then he still stays back, right?
No, he
Until
stays
Kapil
only to
Muni.
take, only one
Yeah,
day.
yeah. Okay,
Only one day.
okay. Oh, the difference is only one day between
Yeah.
her telling and the Lord
Yeah.
actually appearing.
Yeah.
Oh, that I missed. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh,
Immediately the Lord appears. After Brahma leaves and after the marriage is over, he brings all the sages.
uh.
And
Yeah,
all
it
the
happens
sages are
very
married.
fast. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it happens really fast. Oh, okay, nice. I
So
missed
also the
that
time
actually.
dilation, right? So we don't experience the same timeline like they are experiencing the timeline. That is also there. And it says like they went in the aeroplane for 100,000 years or something, or 1,000 years, something like that. I don't remember exactly. That many years they're flying. But actually, that is like our years, not for them. Yeah. Sometimes it is our reference is given, sometimes it is their reference is given. So you have to see the explanation, which reference is given at that time.
Okay. Okay.
So the another part is that in previous ages, because they had so much time, they could cultivate all the yoga systems and become perfect in each yoga system before they come to pure devotional service. Unlike us, we are not practicing any other type of yoga system, but Bhakti Yoga contains all other yoga systems. So we should not undermine or take other yoga systems lightly also. They all have a place. But you will, if you are practicing devotional service also, you will experience or you'll be able to see those things in right perspective. But we don't
Also,
have to, yeah.
Also, Prabhupada, when he was telling all the devotees to chant Hare Krishna, to follow the regulative principles, everything, he was expecting that everybody is doing all these things very nicely, so that they will be able to come to that same understanding. So you will be perfect in everything in this life only. That is the goal. It's not that you get sentimental devotional service, sentimental bhakti. No, you need bhakti with knowledge, with jnana. With knowledge, then you have vairagya. That is bhakti. That is what Prabhupada was expecting. And hopefully, we are all, we are chanting very nicely, so we will experience that also.
Correct.
Anybody has any questions here? మీకు అర్థమవుతుందా లలిత గారు ఏం మాట్లాడారు ఇవాళ క్లాస్ లో? కొంచెం
అర్థమైంది మాతాజీ. ఇది ఆల్రెడీ ఒకసారి నేను చదివి విని ఉన్నాను, అందుకే అర్థమైంది.
ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే, వెరీ నైస్, వెరీ నైస్.
కపిలముని
కర్దముని
విన్నాను నేను ఇది కూడా.
ఓకే ఓకే.
కొంచెం
Hema Didi, you can ask question.
No, I don't want to, Hare Krishna, I don't want to ask question, but I want to thank you. It was a mistake done, but maybe I've taken it in a
it's not a
positive
mistake.
It's don't take.
It's just that we all have this WhatsApp habit of forwarding just like that. That's all. So we just want to keep the digital clutter less.
No.
Also,
No, it is not that, but I've taken it in a positive way that it happened.
Good.
Maybe it was destined for us to get a detailed explanation on this Purnami day. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was not aware of it at all, right? So
Yes.
I was just trying to share the
reason
happening of this holy, what is happening
Yes.
in that temple. So
Yes.
it was just the intent, that's all.
correct,
But
correct.
as a blessing, this came as a detailed explanation.
Yes.
And I'm really telling you, you took me to a different level. I really felt that I am there, but physically I'm not there. Okay, physically I'm not there. That is
Yes.
why I mentioned that I wish I was there physically, witnessing the celebrations.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
all. And I'm really so thankful to you. Very well explained.
Actually, Prabhu was he was telling me everything and I was typing. So it's all his words actually. It's not my words, whatever was written. So basically what happens now, we don't know so many things, and we have not introduced so much, especially in that group. In the other group, they are new devotees. They do not know anything. They don't know much about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They don't know anything about Prabhupada also so much. In this group, at least, everybody is in that page. They understand to certain extent because we are together. So, but maybe Krishna wanted us to, Prabhupada wanted us
Exactly.
to talk
Yes.
about Chaitanya
Yes.
Mahaprabhu and introduce, maybe, because it's such a big celebration.
It
And
was
we
it
should,
was meant to be that way, maybe.
yes,
But
yes, we take it positively like that only.
yes,
We also took
we,
it like that.
yeah, we are not aware of this. So how can our children be aware of, our culture? Okay,
Correct.
these are small things which matter a lot,
Yes.
because we are missing. So you are here to explain. Okay, and what about our future generation? They are not aware of anything at all. So
That's
this
why
is where
what
we are
Prabhupada,
lacking.
so what Prabhupada wants is that we go with a one track, very, we don't deviate little also.
Yeah.
Because
Because
it
Prabhu
can be like a
explains this.
Chinese whisper.
Yeah.
When the journey is long line, right? When it's a long journey, more than miles, even if you deviate little bit, then but the end point will be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That is the
So we
reason.
have to
That's the
be
reason.
that. Yeah.
See, also the main thing is, just like you'll see in this chapter, Devahuti is explaining the glories of why pure devotional service. Pure devotional service is so great that it can dissolve our subtle body. Just like how in the stomach you have fire, whatever you eat is dissolved. Like that, pure devotional service, when you practice, it dissolves your subtle body with all the ideas of material sense gratification. That idea of that subtle body will be melted. So the person itself will change. That is the power of pure devotional service. And that power of pure devotional service is what we want to cultivate. So
Highlight.
all the festivals highlight, and yes, anything else will, hog the limelight, will not be there. Something else will be there. We want to keep the spotlight on the devotional service. That is the main thing. But otherwise, there are so many things in spiritual, in Hinduism we can talk about. We are not focusing on anything else. The spotlight is on pure devotional service. Its power is different, because ultimately the only thing that can attract Krishna is pure devotional service. Nothing else can attract Krishna.
He has everything.
Yes, everything, right? Just like sometimes you wonder, you want to give a gift to somebody who is a rich person. What I will give? 1,000 rupees? 10,000 rupees? 5,000 rupees? If I can't give money, he has all the money. I can't buy this gift, that gift, because they would have bought everything for the baby. If there is a baby shower or whatever, you think you'll break your head so much, you don't know what to gift to buy, because that person is so rich, he already has everything. Like that, when you approach Krishna, how will you impress him? He has everything. So the only thing that Krishna really, really, really takes attention to is pure devotional service. Because you cannot see Krishna. You cannot see Krishna. Krishna, you act in such a way that Krishna will want to see you. So even the festivals are meant for that. Festival means utsava. Utsava means to lift collectively everybody's consciousness. That is a utsava. To lift the consciousness. But collectively, all of us are engaged in sense gratification in all the present day festivals. Sankranti, when 5 movies will come, Bollywood, Hollywood, Tollywood. And then people have so much time. You tell 1 hour class, they will have 100 excuses. But if you tell them 5 hours of playing cards, there is no excuse at all. After that, you go to another 3 hours movie, there is no excuse. After that, go to a hotel and another spend more 10,000 rupees, no problem, no excuse. All that they are ready to do. You see, that is collective utsav is going on. So that type of festival it is called for crows. When the crows, no, when they see garbage, they see, oh, పండగ చేసుకోవచ్చు ఇప్పుడు, time for festivities. So that is usikshayaha. But you have to be like a hamsa, who don't take pleasure in such type of sense gratificatory activity.
Pleasures. Materialistic pleasures. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Vishwa. Thank you so much for enlightening and explaining it so well, simply. It has got into the head, like, you hit it on the nail. So it's really, really nice. Thank you
We are
so
very
much.
thankful that you took it in the right spirit. I was little bit hesitant, how do I write
No,
it and how do I tell you? But then, I have so
No.
many other devotees who are in the group. I thought I have to, because
No,
for
no.
everyone
Nothing.
and for you to, because you're not exposed to all these things. So that is
Yeah.
why you're doing the right thing. You saw something very nice, it is Brindavan. So that
Yeah.
is why Prabhupada wanted to protect us from being sahajiyas. So what
See,
happens
there
is
was
we
a time when Prabhupada was coming to India first time, bringing all these Western devotees. He told, we go to India, but I warn you that you don't stray away and think that this Babaji is there, that Babaji is there, that sadhu is there, this sadhu is there, I will go and learn something. Don't go anywhere. You will be confused. He told that. Then suddenly there was one devotee missing from the camp. So what happened to this guy? He's not been around during Japa time. He's not there. What happened? So he tells, go look for him. So one devotee goes looking for him. Then what happens? This guy is on the terrace and he's trying to walk like a peacock. He said, what? What the hell? Why are you walking like a peacock? Then that devotee told, I met so and so Babaji in Vrindavan. He told me my Siddha Swarupa in Goloka Vrindavan, I am actually a peacock. So I am learning to walk as a peacock. You see, but this is how things get very diluted.
Yeah.
It is
That's
there.
when your faith doesn't
Whatever
come,
that guy told, Siddha Swarupa is there. We all read about that sloka also we wrote. Swarupa Sthiti. When you are cleared of your mental concoctions and your false ego and everything, and you are established in pure devotional service, your Siddha Swarupa will be revealed to you. It is there in the Bhagavatam, we read it. But the way they give it out is cheaply, without any gravity, without any practice. Because that has to be revealed to you. That Swarupa will be revealed to you. It is a genuine practice, but these are called sahajiyas. They make everything very cheap. They will tell you, you can now, you just chant with us. They will be singing Hare Krishna only. We will be doing Sankirtan. Now in our group, because they're all expert singers and all that, now when you chant with us, you will be directly transported to Rasa Leela. So what they do? They dance with some other girls also, right there. So many things happen. But this is not how we learn from. That's why you need a guidance. Devotional service has to be done under the guidance of a pure devotee.
Just like when we go in a lane, when we are driving in a lane, what do? You drive in a lane, and so that you are careful, you don't hit into anybody else, and your journey is very easy. So like that, this is the two sides is Prabhupada, he is giving you the guidance, and we go in that only. Some people might think you people are, only one track, you don't want to think anything else. Doesn't matter. Let anybody say anything. We want Prabhupada to hold our hand, because we know he only can deliver us. That's all. That 100% kadu, 10,000%, we have to have conviction that Prabhupada is our Mokshada Guru. He is the one. So that is why whatever he says, we have to follow. If he said something, we need to take it seriously. If he said, don't take that seriously, we will not take it seriously. That is how we have to be. Really, really, inside that two lines, we have to be very
Yeah.
careful. Prabhupada told that bhakti is like walking on a knife, you know, a blade, right? So little also, if you do wrong, you can get cut. So you have to be very, very careful.
No, it was a good session again today.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank you.
like all sessions, but
Yeah. Thank you for
great.
your
Thank you. No,
cooperation.
I
Hare
should
Krishna.
thank you. I should sure. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any
Anybody else
other
has any?
question?
Yeah. Anybody else wants to make any point? कुछ और किसी को कहना है? समझ में आया सबको? क्योंकि पूरा इंग्लिश में था, आई थिंक सबको समझ में तो आता है, पर अगर कोई पॉइंट क्लियर नहीं है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं. बेसिकली सारी स्टोरी तो देवहूति और कारदम मुनि की है. One more thing actually, I have a doubt. So you told that in the beginning only the boar, the Varaha incarnation is born. So at that time only Hiranyaksha was born or what? How did Hiranyaksha come?
It's not mentioned there, but Brahma is creating so many entities are created and all that. Even I had that doubt. What is the timeline of Hiranyakashipu coming?
Hiranyaksha.
Hiranyaksha
So-
and Hiranyakashipu both are at the same time, right? They're
Yeah,
brothers.
little bit gap is there. First is
Yeah,
Hiranyaksha.
no, the Leela is narrated first, this one, and next that. Obviously, it is after the 4 Kumaras have gone to Vaikuntha. So it is after.
So it's not right away. When, but it's just because the
Yeah, we
timeline
don't
is
know
so
the
huge.
timeline. Yeah,
It's not. We cannot take it that it is in order.
Serial order.
Sequence.
So
Sequence.
yeah, it happened like first
One,
this
just like in a
boar came.
movie, right? Just like one movie narrator is talking suddenly at the present time, but in
He
the
goes-
storytelling, he goes back.
Yeah, he goes into the flashback.
Then 10 years back, what happened? And again, he'll come back to present. Like that it is. This Bhagavatam also is like that. Storytelling is like that. Yeah.
Okay. It goes into flashback kind of.
It goes into flashback and then come back again. Oh,
Okay.
then what happened? Yeah. Now here there are 4 speakers, not one speaker. That's the point. There are 4 sets of speakers.
Yeah.
Always.
One is
First is Sukadev Goswami talking to Parikshit.
Naimisharanya
Actually,
and
no. Yeah. Actually, Naimisharanya, the sages of Naimisharanya
and Suta Goswami.
That is another set. And then within the conversation of Sukadev Goswami, there is Maitreya and Vidura, or he keeps changing. The sons of Prachina Barihi and Lord Shiva. That will be another set. So like that, different sets of conversations he'll keep bringing.
So you should be
You have to be
really
alert.
concentrated.
Yeah.
You have to be
actually
very alert.
understand.
You have to have the big picture.
Very
so
alert.
that you know which conversation is going on.
To connect all the, jigsaw puzzle, you have to connect it and then get it into your head. It's
Correct.
not easy.
Now here, actually, this is a conversation between Kapila Muni and Devahuti, which is narrated by Maitreya to Vidura, which is narrated by Sukadev Goswami to Parikshit, which is in turn narrated by the sages of Naimisharanya.
Suta Goswami.
Suta Goswami.
Suta Goswami narrating to
the. It's like, I don't know how you remember so much, but now the way you're saying it, again, to think of all this, to remember all this, oh my God, it's like.
It will happen
mind-boggling.
with you also. You have to just concentrate. It will happen to everyone.
It's like you ask my mother, she will tell you who's related to who.
Yes.
Like 3 generations later also she can tell you. This
Yeah.
one is connected. That one is connected. This one is connected. And mind is already blown.
Yeah.
So it's like that. When you like to hear about Krishna, your taste increases. You see why all these details are given. Now these 9 daughters are there. Who is married to whom? Again, you have to remember, oh, Narad Muni's best friend is Angira and Pulatsya. You'll see later, Angira, the same sage Angira who got married with Devahuti's daughter, later he comes with Narad Muni and meets Chitraketu.
Who's Chitraketu now?
That's another story that happens.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So all these
So
things are
all
linked
these actually,
somewhere or the
they're
other.
all descendants, their children, their grandchildren, their great-great-grandchildren. Like that, when you listen, all these are connected. Then you will come to Raghuvamsha, who's great King Raghu, from his dynasty, how Ramachandra came. So it is not a mythology, it's a pure history. It's just that so many details are not connected for us right now. But every itna detail mein diya hai that you cannot, nobody can make up all these names.
Just like when we go to Jagannath Puri, there are those people who have all the names of our ancestors who have gone to the temple. Some people might think this is not true, but it is true. Like that only, whatever is written in Bhagavatam, it is all true. It is history. People have, the Britishers has made it into mythology. Mythology means myth. Myth means it is not true, but it is not like that. That is the
And
way
we
they
use
have
that word mythology very freely.
loosely.
And we think
Loosely.
Loosely, and we think, oh, I learned about this mythology. And we are comfortable when somebody says like that. And we say, use the word idols. Yeah, we have a lot of idols. We worship a lot of idols. No, we don't worship idols. The Christians use this word, idol is in a derogatory manner. Idol is a bad thing. You'll see, they will say that
There
it's
are
a
10
heresy.
commandments actually. In the
It's a
10
heresy.
commandments, the first or second commandment itself says that idol worship is condemned. They come from there, you see. That point I wanted to make. It's one of the 10 commandments. Yeah.
So it's called heresy. We don't know the word heresy also. Heresy means you can punish a person who is heretic, to stone him to death also, you will not get sin. That is kafir. Basically, heresy means kafir in Hindi.
Okay.
So if you worship idols, you are a kafir.
Okay.
So you can be killed. There's no problem. So nobody want to associate with you. Such a bad word it is. But in India, people use the word, they think I know English. Somebody is talking in English about our culture. Yeah, we worship idols. We have a lot of idols in our temples. No, we don't have idols in our temples.
We have deities.
We have deities. They are done with prana pratishtha.
Yeah.
They are alive.
Yeah.
And
No, and
even at home,
comes to this
and
point.
even at home, even though we don't do prana pratishtha for the deities, we are engaging in devotional service with the deities. And so there is a connect,
And
and,
they are
it's
same
not
image,
idol worship.
they are image of the original prana pratishtha. Even if they are not done with prana pratishtha, the original deities that we worship, they are all swayambhu. They're self-manifest. No artist has carved them.
The Lord
There
has
is
shown that
one
form.
temple in Hyderabad. I think, I don't know whether I posted it. In Hyderabad, there is a Narsim Bhagwan ka temple where they don't know, scientists now have been trying to find out and they were showing in the video that they are putting a finger and it is just like the skin, your finger goes in.
Soft.
Yeah, it is soft.
Oh.
So they don't know of what material it is made, but Narsimha, they do puja to it, and they believe that he is still there. So I don't know if anybody has visited the temple.
Obviously he is there. Even Venkateswara, if you touch the body of Venkateswara, it is like human temperature, like our body temperature he has.
Really?
If it is stone, he should be cold. And he has bodily hair. He has actually hair on the chest.
Seriously?
Yeah. That's how it is.
And the
Oh.
tej in his eyes is so
Venkateswara, yeah,
much.
is so great that's why they cover the eyes. He's so brilliant.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So we don't know
Uh-huh.
all these things, and we
There's so
you
many
know
like that. There's so many. Even Ranganath Swami is an amazing deity. It's a
Yeah, yeah.
Shaligram. One Shaligram it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Indra worshipped, Vibhishan worshipped. And
Mm.
you know what is there in Sri Rangam today? The greatest of all the temples there.
Yeah.
Like
No,
that,
but this
so
I
many
was really
wonderful.
surprised, because they were showing the video. They put the finger on God's body, and the finger went in just like a normal skin, like human skin. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like that.
I know.
So I was
actually
like
there is
surprised.
one.
There's so many like that. Even there is
The,
one Panakala Narasimha. He drinks, you can pour Panakam, that sugar jaggery water, into his mouth like Abhishek, you can pour, and he takes only half. Rest of the half he doesn't take.
Oh,
he'll give it
where
back.
is this?
He'll
We
give
have
it
seen
back.
it, and we've gone over there to Vijayawada. In
Mm.
Vijayawada, there
Yeah.
was one devotee in during the time of some Mughal Raja, and this girl, she was a Narsimha devotee, and they told that everybody knew her glory, that she is very devoted to the Lord. So they said, we will the same deity that you're worshipping, no, they made identical deities of that same deity, and they put a band on her eyes, and they said, without seeing, we want you to identify which one is your deity. If you don't do, we will kill you, something like that. And this girl, she had so much faith that the Lord actually became, when she touched all of them, she was able to identify the right one. Then they asked her, how were you able to identify? She said that the deity became soft when I touched.
Oh.
And the Lord himself wanted her glory. You see, so it's very personal. Deities are very, very personal. We have to,
Actually, I was telling yesterday that Leela of Venkateshwara showing his two hands, mudra. One he's showing one hand like Abhayasta, people said. But it is actually he's giving a clue, surrender onto my feet. Okay, Abhayasta is the other way. It is like
yeah, the
this.
other way.
But Balaji is showing like this. Surrender to my lotus feet. Then he shows, I will make the entire material ocean of misery knee deep so that you can cross. But actually, he gets more detailed, personal, and then in Bhagavatam 10th canto, you'll see actually not even knee deep. I will make it so small for you, it will be in the calf's footprint. How much water will fit? Calf's foot, not cow. Calf's footprint. That small, I will make it for you. Now you cross it. So Krishna can make anything. Why? Because he created the illusion. He knows how to put the switch off and make this illusion go away. He can do both. So even the material energy, through the matter, he can make matter into spirit. So he invested himself into his deities. That is Arja Vigraha is another incarnation of Krishna. Just like holy name is another incarnation of Krishna. Through sound. Sound is just a normal sound, material sound vibration. But this particular sound vibration is different. So how Krishna can do it? That's his magic. He can do any magic he wants. So he puts the magic off for a devotee. So it becomes spiritual. It's not matter anymore for you. But how will he do that? He sees your sincerity. And in that sincerity, he will reciprocate through the deities, through the devotees, through the holy name, through the Mahaprasadam. Everything he can do whatever he wants through his Vedas. Like that.
Thank you so much. Giving so much enlightenment. Clearing all
Hare
our
Krishna.
doubts.
Anybody else wants to say anything?
Taji,
आप कल भी क्लास लेंगे, कुछ स्पेशल क्लास?
कल एक्चुअली नहीं
We'll
होगा,
be on
हम
travel
लोग
actually on the road.
या मे
Okay,
भी मैं
okay.
अर्चना माता जी से पूछूंगी, वो अगर क्लास कर रहे हैं, जैसे लास्ट टाइम उन्होंने
प्रभु
किया
जी
था,
का है।
हाँ, नित्यानंद अपीयरेंस पे। मैं उनसे फोन करके मैसेज करती हूँ, उनको पूछूंगी, अगर है तो वो शेयर करें, क्योंकि हम लोग एक्चुअली यहाँ पे हैं और यहाँ पे
अभी
या
आप
मिशिगन में
घर
है।
पे नहीं हैं? ओके ओके।
हाँ, घर पे
तो
नहीं
हाँ,
है।
आपने बताया था आप रुचि को ड्रॉप करने जा रहे हैं।
हाँ, तो हम लोग एक्चुअली एक